in a decent spot. You know, I don't know. You look pretty good. I mean, it's you know, you don't have to have it like that close. You look like I'm professional, Paul. Oh, I also want to cut out like for the thumbnail. You know,
Yeah.
like each week it's a different one. You
Yeah,
know, even though we were.
that's why I was guessing the butt thing for you.
Oh yeah,
Setting up.
yeah, standing in front of the camera with my butt
Your short shorts.
in short shorts nation.
Please don't wear short shorts.
I'm 100% wearing short shorts tomorrow.
Please don't do it.
Representing short
What?
nation.
Like why?
Representing short
Dude,
nation.
Okay, like Tyler's parents are gonna be there. His grandma's gonna be there. I don't know this for certain, but I imagine mom's gonna be there. Like, don't subject him to that.
You know, Paul, it's called leaning into it. Welcome to Patrick and Cerebral Palsy, aka PCP, the only drug you'll ever need. I'm your host, Patrick Smith, joined by my handy-capable co-host, Paul Smith. I wanted you to say your name, but it's okay.
Oh, okay.
I can
no,
we never go over it. You know,
yeah,
I just kind of wing it every
never.
time. And I'm pretty good at saying that.
You know, I am getting better at realizing when you started.
Yeah,
because I act as if you've always just started it.
Yeah, just the whole time. You know?
Yeah.
I can understand. But yeah.
Well, you're gonna catch me. 100%. You're gonna catch me. You're gonna
I'll do
be
it this week.
This fucking guy.
Represents Short Nation, and I got our friend the show, Mike Graybar, aka friend, aka I don't know what else, but great friend of the show, first guest and only guest, Mike. Give me a shirt. Paul's not wearing his.
I am not wearing mine.
I
thought it would be like more appropriate every time he came on here.
That makes sense. I like just to wear it when I can wear it, because it's a dope shirt.
Yeah,
man.
it is. I just wanted to honor him with like wearing it when
the respect.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, and also we had like wash machine problems for the last week and a half.
Yeah,
I can explain this and just talk about it a little bit. So when our wash machine was installed, it was they somehow cross-threaded the inlet valve, which I'm gonna try to simplify. Thank you for the word, Paul. Try to simplify this. So it's where the water hookups go into the washer, where you screw on the actual hose onto the wash machine. The person who installed it cross-threaded it, and it just started leaking. And I'm guessing that's just deterioration of the washer. But when I went to go take it off to kind of retighten it or rechange the washer, it just took all the threading off. So I had to order a new one of that. And so I had to plug that side up, which is the hot water, but I wasn't really trusting it too much. And so, you know, long story short, I just had to replace that. But it took a few days for the part to get in, and it was annoying as fuck. So we weren't able to do laundry, and it sucked, dude.
I had a mountain of clothes.
A mountain, dude. This guy, Paul does half of his fucking clothes because he has so many clothes he hasn't washed. It's fucking gross. Yeah. This guy is a germaphobe. And he's the most disgusting person ever. Well, it's fucking ridiculous.
To be fair, I had a lot of clothes. It's not practical to wash them. Not practical.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I think you could just get it done, you know. I just started to get into the mentality of just getting shit done, Paul, you know. He's got to do work. Yeah. Just, you know, put your mind to it. You can do it. I have faith in you, Paul. I have the utmost faith. Well, we're recording this on a Friday night, and this comes out on Monday morning. But we recorded on Friday night because we have our sister's wedding tomorrow night. And, yeah, we're definitely not going to be in the mood to record. So we're doing it tonight after a fucking long day. A long day. Yeah. Oh my god, the longest day.
I don't understand why you would. I don't get that.
Yeah, my boss. So, I didn't tell you this. I came into work today, and I've walked past my boss's office in the morning, and she kind of like gives me a little nudge. Like usually, if I see her, I'll wave good morning or whatever. But then she kind of a little nudge, like, oh, she kind of wanted my attention. So I popped my head in. She's like, why are you here right now? And I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, oh, the whole wedding stuff. And I was like, oh, well, I have the reception thing, but I just said I might need to get off a little early to go there, or the rehearsal dinner. And she's like, oh, I thought you weren't going to be here today. And I was like, God damn it.
Yeah.
I'm rolling on like 4 hours of sleep, and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, I should have just left.
Yeah,
But I mean, we did get off an hour early just for Memorial Day
I
weekend.
I just think, like, you shocked me yesterday.
Yeah, so
When I
we
got
went to
off
the
work.
store after, so we didn't have to do it today because we didn't know what time we were getting home. So we did our whole store thing and paused that. Oh my God, you have to work, and I was like, yeah, Paul. Well, anyway, whatever. It is what it is. It's fine, you know. I'm
So-
surviving. Double
so
workout
cold.
tonight. It's
It
fine.
was so fucking.
Yeah,
it was
it's
ridiculous.
very cold. We're practicing reception. It's all outside. I mean, tomorrow's gonna be really nice. I mean, it's not gonna be the hottest, but I think it's perfect temperature for anything because I don't like to be too hot.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that in like 75 degrees.
I wouldn't mind 75 degrees.
I mean, it wouldn't be
Oh,
terrible,
okay.
but you remember like friend Brian's wedding, you know,
Yeah.
in the
Well,
church.
we were in a church.
Yeah, we were in the church. It was hot as
and-
fuck, but
yeah.
it was a tad nippy outside, and that
No,
felt
no air
great.
conditioning though.
Yeah, no air conditioning. We were sweating balls.
Oh my God, that was
Drunk.
awful.
I
That
was drunk as fuck.
Who was? I know you were right next to me. Who was right next? Who was on the other side?
I don't know. I know Austin was around there.
Okay.
Maybe it was
so
Austin.
yeah, I was in between you and Austin fucking
Oh
he
yeah.
mansplains, bro. He
Oh, yeah.
mansplains. Oh man, you know what? I figured out the story I'm telling at the end of this.
Okay. Well,
I'll
yeah.
start at
Just
the end of
hey,
this.
do you want me to write it down? Do you want me to write something down for you?
No.
You'll remember it.
yeah, I'll
Okay.
remember
You
it.
better remember it, Paul.
Oh, I remember.
Because I brought my
it.
trusty
I remember
notepad.
it.
You know, I told Paul to bring a notepad.
You know, I didn't want to do it. It seemed like a lot of work.
Anyway, I want to talk about a little bit about my short shorts nation. I wanna just extend that to speedos and any provocative shorter
See,
shorts.
that right there just proves my point that they're wildly inappropriate to wear out in public.
I mean-
Provocative. Provocative is not a word
you
you
gotta-
use for a type.
You go to Europe.
unless
Okay, listen.
unless you are in the privacy of your own home with people who are not like your brothers or sisters or mothers or
I mean, it's-
fathers or whatever,
It's with my friends, you know.
with your paramour.
Yeah.
That
So-
seems like the only appropriate place to wear these.
I'm
Again, provocative is not a word you use.
I just like
Scott,
I just like the
Attire
lean-ins and
that you
stuff.
wear outside.
Paul, if I may have the floor here.
Yeah, it's fine. It's
If I
fine.
may have the floor. Thank you, Paul.
Make your idiotic point. and
Thank
then-
you, Paul. Your point is so idiotic right now. Listen, so you go to France, you go to European countries. They're ahead of us in the whole sexuality thing because they don't look like sexuality as this whole, provocative thing that we do. I mean, most guys, you know, I know it's not a bunch of fat dudes, but most guys there are rocking speedos because speedos are just the way to go, dude. They're just the way to go, you know. And
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with like.
with a jack, dude, Paul, I feel triggered right now. You're calling me fat, you son of
What?
a bitch. No, Paul's saying if I was a ripped dude, I could wear a speedo,
No,
but the fact that I am fat.
I
Listen.
personally would think that was worse because I
Oh
would just be
my
intimidating as
God.
fuck. I'd be intimidating. Think about that. Like that's just like,
Paul, have you seen that's
oh, here's a dude who could probably kill me with one hand. Just rocking the speedo, and I can't like say, oh, don't rock the speedo, bro, because
sorry, it's so hard to type and like see stuff from here. But have you seen the Southern Comfort commercial? Is it Southern Comfort commercial?
yeah, isn't he like a hairy dude? Like really hairy, the guy. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe I can.
But there's
find
that
it really
new
quick.
Haynes commercial with the he's like German, I think.
Oh, I can't
He reminds
see.
me of Hunter. Really does.
I don't
I
know
don't
if I can
think,
bring
I
this
don't think
up.
you've ever seen it, but
Oh, I can't find. I mean, I have it kind of here. It's just hard to see from here. My eyes are so bad. Oh my God. But okay, so it's a Southern Comfort commercial with a fat guy in a speedo walking down the beach with his Southern Comfort in his hand, and he's just rocking it out. And I'm like, you know what? I want to be that guy. And Southern Comfort and the Coke is pretty fucking good. I mean, I think it's actually better than whiskey and Coke. Like,
Yeah,
well, I mean, it's
drunk at
technically
Brian's wedding
whiskey,
on
but
that. You were
oh yeah, give me SoCos and Cokes. It's so sweet.
Why did you not? Why did you not give me? Why did you not give me your key? Like you gave Mike your key.
Well, it happened in the moment. Mike's like, "Do you need me to hold on to anything?" And I was like, and then I'm looking through my pockets. And I'm like, you can hold on to my keys. And being drunk at the time, I was like, this is a good idea. But then realizing, when I'm trying to get into my car that night, I'm like, oh, that's a terrible idea. But it's not a huge inconvenience. I mean,
the clothes I had been wearing since 8 a.m.
I had to wear
8
those too.
a.m. 8 a.m.
It's fine.
Except you were drunk as fuck, and like it
Yeah.
didn't matter for you.
Yeah,
I was pretty much sober.
Yeah, I threw up, and I got into the room, threw up. I think did I say that, dude? Oh, it's so crazy how this is our 12th episode, and we don't even know if we said the same stories. So you think these people that have like even like Joe Rogan, I mean, he says the same thing a lot of times, but he has like 13, 14, 1500 episodes. I think he's 1500 plus episodes, and he's pretty good at saying like, oh, I've said this a lot, but yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, I got into the room. I didn't know my room, because I threw away my sleeve that had my room number on it to the key cards, and I just put the key cards in my wallet. Like, yep, I know what my room is. So I looked at my keys, and I was like, what the fuck? How the hell do I tell my room? I was like, oh, it's on the envelope that I threw away. So I had to go down to reception, and then the fucking, like, a janitor dude was like, can I help you? And I was like, I need my room number. He's like, what's your name? Patrick Smith.
Jesus.
And yeah, so luckily that dude was there, because I wouldn't have known. I was in the elevator going up, and I went to go press a button. I was like, I don't even know what fucking room I'm in. And I was so happy when I actually got into the room, and I just yacked, and then drank a little bit of water, and slept in the coldest room ever.
Yeah,
it was 60 degrees in that room.
Very nice.
Oh my god, the greatest thing ever. And it was cold outside too. Oh.
Same clothes since 8 a.m. Like 8 a.m. to midnight. We were wearing the same clothes because we couldn't get into his car because obviously he didn't have his keys.
It wasn't a huge deal.
Our change of clothes was in the car, and
Yeah.
I'm literally sitting in Jordan's room because we went to Jordan's room after. Tyler, Austin, Alicia, Brian.
I love that Brian didn't consummate his marriage until like a day after.
Yeah. Because Lindsay was drunk.
Lindsay just got fucked up.
Yeah, she got fucked up.
I mean, I don't fucking blame her. I don't even know if I think it's different between men and women. But dude, I get hardcore. I think I get hardcore whiskey dick. I don't know. I mean, I just can't focus. I mean, maybe if it's like a super hot chick. I don't know. It's what it is.
I feel like you get nauseous.
Yeah, the rock on the boat.
Like frosting. Like,
I don't know. I think I could perform under pressure.
And like you're just
gotta do what I gotta do. Oh,
that's why you avoid alcohol and sex. It leads to bad things and
don't avoid alcohol and sex.
Children.
Let's be realistic.
It leads to children. I wouldn't know from experience, but I've heard.
I think realistically, get pretty drunk. I think you get to a certain point when you get too drunk, you know. But I don't think I really past that for a while. I think Brian's is actually the last time I did throw up from alcohol.
Yeah. I mean, you had probably like 6 glasses.
Yeah, that was after. That was after I was hammered. Fucking
that was after all the
10 a.m.
pictures, the wedding itself, and
I was so fucking hammered that day.
You guys were drinking so much, and I was just like chilling. Like, I just want to get all this done because I knew that we were gonna go through downtown Detroit, and
yeah, that was pretty fun though. I love that.
Yeah,
I mean that's pretty cool.
Yeah, the graffiti like alley.
Oh yeah, that's very very nice. If you don't know what we're talking about, I could probably search it up, but I don't even know how to search it up. Like it. I'm also a double. Ooh, I think I can just and sorry, I'm taking a little time here. But yeah, we went down in this.
I mean, it was a great day. It was really a great day, and I mean,
so you can kind of see, Yeah, it's like something like these. I mean, these kind of look like shit. Actually, looking at them, I can't see them that well,
Yeah.
but I think it's like generally like this kind of. I don't know. It looked pretty nice.
Yeah, it really did.
I don't want to interact, but yeah, it was actually very nice. It wasn't like a shitty like, oh, you're getting robbed in this alley. You know, there's parts of Detroit that are pretty nice. You know, for being the shithole of you know America for the
It
time
was,
or a
dude,
little
it
bit of time.
was utterly insane standing outside that church. So, could we talk about this?
The dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so we had a dude come up to us and tell us that he was gonna get killed by his like aunt or mother or something like that, and she had a knife. And then the mom came up and she's like, "I don't have a knife." And so luckily Brian the groom his uncle was a former cop, and he's you know, he knew what to do. He was like, "Okay, I'm just gonna call the police," and police showed up, and they kind of.
I mean, she did come with a knife.
Yeah.
He had a knife.
Oh, she had a knife. Oh,
He had a knife.
I don't
He had
know.
a kitchen knife.
I was hammered as fuck. I was lucky I was hammered. I was like,
a kitchen knife. I was like, what is going on right now?
dude, insane, dude.
Because I mean, I wasn't 100%, so I wasn't drinking because I'd smoked. Like we spent the night before at Brian's house, and it was Patrick Jordan and myself, and then everyone was there at about 11, and we got some subs like pregame, so that we wouldn't die at the wedding because we weren't gonna have food until the reception, and yeah, pretty high, really pretty high.
I totally forgot about those subs, by the way. I totally forgot about those subs.
Oh my god, they were delicious. But yeah, I was like, what the fuck is going on right now? Like, what is this actually happening? Is this actually legitimately happening right now? Is a lady like threatening and he runs into the church and he's hiding in the church like 15 minutes before we're supposed to be in there.
Yeah, and we're just all like, well, okay, why are we here? I mean, it's not really a terrible part of Detroit, to be honest, but you know, it is what it is. I mean, we dealt with that whole thing. Yeah, but I mean, you know, I don't know what's coming of tomorrow, but you know, I mean, it's a wedding. I'm gonna do my fair share of drinking. Yeah, Alex told me I can't drink before the ceremony, and yeah, I told him I totally wouldn't. I'm fucking drinking. I'm fucking drinking. Sorry, had to get that out of there. All right, I actually wrote this down.
He's gonna see this one day and be like, that fucking
that son of a bitch.
No, you're gonna mess up somehow. You're gonna be like, you're gonna like fall over and Linda's gonna have to like grab you,
no,
like drag.
I'm not gonna be fucking drunk. You know, I did this at Brian's wedding, but I was drinking fucking moments before we had to walk down this aisle.
Oh yeah, no, you pulled out the fucking flask.
I was like, let's get some few sips.
Behind me, and like the bridesmaid you with was like, oh, can I have some?
Yeah,
it's like, oh, you guys are
smile and wave, boys, smile and wave.
You guys are super smart.
Yeah, no, we had to. In the church too. I mean, you know, if there is a God, he's looking down upon me. He's not fully giving up on me, but he's definitely looking down. He's like, Patrick, why'd you do that?
God's fully giving up on me. But that's
Shut
okay.
Up.
That's okay.
Shut up, Paul.
That's okay.
All right. Well, anyway, you know, it is what it is, and I, you know, I'm gonna do it anyway. And maybe Alex was gonna see because I'm gonna pull out a flask, and he'll be like, okay, let's get a little sip going on. He's gonna know he wants a sip. Let's be realistic. But okay. Anyway, do you know my my first topic up here?
I heard about this.
You want me to explain a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, so John Cena is doing a little press conference thing for
Fast 9.
Fast 9, Fast whatever, Fast
Yeah.
300. They're fucking making all these fast fucking movies.
It's
whatever.
ridiculous.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But like they make so much. They
just make too much money.
So much money in China. You know that?
It's just a way to print money. It's just a way to print money.
It
but
really
okay,
is. And
so China is their biggest market for these movies, and John Cena just referred to Taiwan as a country, which Taiwan is a country.
Yes.
Taiwan's a country.
Yes.
Okay, let's just say that Taiwan's a country. Fuck China.
Fuck
okay.
you, China. Fuck you, Winnie
you.
the Pooh. Fuck you, Winnie the Pooh.
Actually, it's not just.
We're gonna call him Winnie the Pooh.
Okay, yeah, Winnie the Pooh. Fuck Winnie the Pooh. But I don't want to say because there's a lot of people in China like I have no quorums with them. I guess that's the word.
Yeah.
No.
Coral.
I don't know fucking words. I'm just trying to sound smart, but I'm not. I'm a fucking retard. Oh, Paul's like, don't say my words. Oh, okay, whatever. But yeah. But no, I have more of a problem with the Chinese government trying to censor people and trying to censor Americans, and they're successfully doing it because these people are cucking to China to make money. So it first started with the NBA, you know, with the support of the Hong Kong protesters going through the same situation, kind of.
That was like at least several months every weekend.
Yeah, and these, I mean, like 2/3 of their population protesting. Like, hey, we don't want
and they
China
put
overrule.
These suppression laws in place to easily apprehend and justifiably imprison these people. Justifiably imprison these people.
Yeah, no, fuck China. Fuck China.
Ridiculous.
But anyway,
communism never works.
Oh yeah. But John Cena, he acknowledged Taiwan as a country, and then China's government, let's say that, you know, had a problem with that, obviously.
Yeah.
And so he had to make his apology. Fun fact: John Cena is completely fluent in Mandarin.
Oh.
He can speak. It's so weird hearing him speak fucking like Chinese, I guess.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It's their main language, and so he made his apology to China. He's like, Taiwan is not a country. I'm so sorry to disrespect, stuff like that. Completely cucked to China, which I can understand for the money aspect. But you know, once you have a certain amount of money, fuck it. I don't give a shit. Like if I ever work a day in my life again, it's fine.
I think the studio could take back, like similar to what we talked about with Sean Watson. Like they have clause in the contract you have to act a certain way. Maybe that violated one clauses within his contract for Fast 9, and to have all his money taken away.
Yeah, but I think John Cena wants to go down the route The Rock is going down, and he wants to be the next Rock, and it's understandable, and he can make a lot of money. He can be. He's a very nice dude, but you know,
Dwayne Johnson is the highest paid actor in Hollywood, right?
Why
wouldn't you want?
He can put out terrible action movies, and just make millions. He makes so much money off them because
did you see Rampage? Neither did I, but did it make a lot of money? Yes, it did.
Yeah. And the Chinese market's one of the largest ones for all these shitty movies. But I mean, you know, get your hustle on, I guess. But I don't like it. Just Americans cucking to China's fucking shit. It kind of sucks. I mean, we have our freedom of speech, but you know, I just hope it doesn't lead down to a worse road. You know. Fuck China. Just fuck China. Fuck you, Winnie the Pooh, you fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, it's quite awful.
Anyway, so my next thing I want to bring up is Amazon. So I'll start off with this. They bought MGM Studios, whatever, for $8.5 billion. $8.5 billion.
Drop
in the bucket for him. But you know,
see, they're betting right now on the fact that COVID's going to be over by next year. We're going to have a better handle on this, so the movie industry is going to come back in a kind of big way, and they're betting on nostalgia, a lot of nostalgia, and people saying, "Let's go out and see movies in theaters," which, I mean, before the pandemic was kind of a not really seen as well. Like I don't want to say that there weren't big like releases of every like Marvel movie, especially the Infinity War, the Avengers ones, would make a shit ton of money, and like Lord of the Rings, like the Hobbits when they came out, and I'll mention something about this later at the end, part of my story, but you don't really see like these aside from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, like these big openings where, you know, people are gonna make a company is gonna make a shit ton of money off these movies. So I think they're betting on the fact that, hey, we've been stuck inside for 16 months. You know, people are gonna want to go out and, you know, be around other people.
I just pointed to you. I just want to make sure you're talking kind of closer to the mic. You
Oh,
can bring
yeah.
it closer to your face. So you
Oh,
don't have to
okay.
lean into it.
Yeah.
But you know, sometimes I don't know if it didn't pick up some things.
Maybe.
Because
I apologize if you couldn't hear that.
yeah,
I don't really speak loudly. I'm kind of quiet typically, so
yeah. I mean, just even the direction of projecting, because I can turn a little to the right, and sometimes words won't pick up. You know,
yeah.
like either way. So it's just directly head on. It's one of those things with the mic. I mean, this is it's a good mic for the price. You know,
Yeah.
the All-Star standard mic is the Shure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see it on the NBC Sport, you see it everywhere.
Yeah, just literally everywhere. Every fucking podcast has it. And I mean, you know, making the $600 investment, you know, it's not the future, but you know, definitely something you know, put on the back burner.
It's worth considering.
Yeah, it's definitely worth considering. But I mean, these mics are doing pretty well for us right now, and kind of got them figured out to where we can just talk into them. It sounds pretty fucking good, you know.
Yeah.
You don't think they're pretty good, Paul?
Yeah, I've never actually watched one of these.
You son of a bitch! Paul.
I think it's so weird to.
It definitely
yourself.
is. It's so weird to hear everything. I hate like editing or even watching any of it. I'm like, oh,
Like,
the worst.
I don't
It's
really.
the worst. Watching anything you did or anything you do. I want actually want to do these just like short videos, nothing like podcasts, kind of related. I mean, just in general, you know. But I have some ideas, you know, and we'll definitely film some other stuff, you know, besides podcasts. Throw them on here, get a little viral view. We gotta do what the cool kids are doing, Paul. You know, we gotta get some TikToks.
The
going
cool
on.
kids.
Yeah, we gotta
the cool kids.
You know, the cool kids are apparently 16-year-olds, you know, now, and so we gotta do what the 16-year-olds are doing.
16-year-olds who tattoo their face with like penises.
Exactly. We gotta start tattooing the penises on our face, you know. Tattooing penises on our face, actually putting penises all over our faces, you know, and start surfing on a cloud of dicks, you know. That's pretty good.
Like you'd be like, oh, he's exaggerating, and I'm probably exaggerating just a bit, but
yeah.
I mean, not that much. Though.
Not that much.
I mean,
but realistically, I mean, you know, I don't know. I'm not on TikTok. I've just done seen some Instagram story or Instagram reels of trying to do TikTok. You know, TikTok is eventually just gonna fucking fail. I mean, like every fucking kind of thing like it, you know. And it's gonna be taken over by something else, you know. And eventually, you know, people are gonna look back at their TikToks and be like, "I'm so embarrassed by that," you know.
Yeah,
100%. You know, it's gonna be replaced. It is what it is. But you know, I have a few like actually like funny ideas, and I wanna do them, you know. Not just like a TikTok. I don't know what's a Chinese malware on there, and TikTok's one of the most invasive apps, and like just I don't know.
Yeah, I don't often agree with Trump, but when he made the push for TikTok to be sold to an American company, I was behind him 100%.
Yeah,
Don't him, to be honest, because they're gathering data on our citizens every single day, every single second of every single day. They're gathering data.
Apple's literally the only corporation that is fighting for our privacy, and that's pretty fucked up. It got to this point where Apple's the only one that's saying
that Apple is the moral standard.
Yeah, like they're going up against Facebook.
That's pretty evil. That was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, they're going up against like Facebook, Instagram, which is owned by Facebook, but so they don't harvest fucking people's data, because what they're trying. This is what I understand. They're trying to use all this data for. Well, first of all, to give ads, to give targeted ads to people, which is the more immediate goal. But the long term goal is, I mean, this is also a conspiracy theory, kind of, is to create an AI. So they're taking all this information and feeding it into the computer systems, and they're creating an AI. And you know, I mean, eventually, I think, you know, most countries are gonna create committees, or you know, or create legislation that will stop, you know, private companies, or just people from actually creating this AI, or kind of limiting it, you know, because the potential thing that AI could do is just fucking insane. You know? if we created AI and it truly can do anything, it literally could shut down the internet, just completely erase financial record, completely just fuck everything up. If it wanted to. I mean, it's a computer. Imagine a computer with our fucking will or intelligence. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but yeah, it's just kind of scary to think about. So I think there's gonna be a lot of companies that don't, but have companies like China. In China, I mean, you literally have no privacy in China, and they're just harvesting everyone's data, and they have a billion plus people. They're just harvesting all that data to create some AI. Again, this is a conspiracy theorist, but it kind of makes sense if you think about it. You're like, oh yeah, you can create. I mean, it's just seeing human. It's kind of studying the human. I don't know. I can't think of words. I always got this fucking cloud. This cloudy mind. But it's
human behavior.
I guess human behavior. Yeah. But yeah, so I mean that's a little scary to think about. But anyway, I wanted to bring up the Amazon purchase because they're also asking for $10 billion from the government for their space program as an aid, as like a thing. Which, oh sorry, my nose itches like. I did a lot of cocaine before this.
Oh yeah.
No, I didn't. You can tell I'm exhausted.
No, don't let him lie to you. We literally had a mountain of cocaine.
All right. Well, anyway, after doing the mountain of cocaine, we're gonna talk about Amazon. So Amazon, they want $10 billion from the government for their space program, and I'm like, Amazon's one of the most powerful companies in the world, and we're gonna give them $10 billion. Our taxpayers are gonna give them $10 billion. It's like us giving money to build fucking stadiums that are apparently supposed to bring in a crazy amount of revenue, which never do, and these owners are not paying for these fucking stadiums. Our taxpayers are paying for them. For what reason? Oh, because they want a bigger, better stadium. They want to draw more people in.
What they end up proposing is like, we'll have like a $10 billion plan, a $10 billion plan to build these stadiums, and they'll be like, we can kick 1.7, and we would like you to
pay for the rest.
Pay for the additional $9.3 billion.
Yeah.
And it's like,
and so they're like, okay, and they're like, in over 10 years we can make double that, but they never actually do make that. It doesn't. It's not really that huge of a draw.
And these state legislators, I mean, are getting paid off by these owners. Like, it's easy to get the votes or approval to allocate these funds to these owners so they can build these stadiums. When state legislators are being paid off, we need to get the money out of politics. It's fucked up.
Yeah, we need to get the money out of the politics. I think we have corrupt politicians, even incompetent politicians, but mostly corrupt, because a lot of them know what they're doing and they're just fucking over the people.
They just don't care.
Most of what they're doing is not good for the people. There are some things that are good, but most of it's not. We need a bunch of Tulsi Gabbards, a very integral people, a very people of integrity.
Yeah, a bunch of Bernie Sanders.
Bernie Sanders is the one. Why I love Bernie Sanders so much is because he sticks to his guns. But I mean, you truly believe like the perception I have of him, and I believe this 100%, that he cares not just about himself, but about the people of America, and especially the people of America that
and those are the types of people we need in leadership, regardless of really political affiliation.
Yeah, left or right, it doesn't fucking matter. We need people that care about people, like just the average everyday citizen that's working.
Put people ahead of profits.
Exactly, and the majority of people in Congress and the Senate
do not
don't
on
give
both
a shit.
sides.
They're literally both sides. It's so fucked up.
And it's like, fuck, man, this is messed up.
The flawed system.
You have to address a problem. And I think our society needs to legitimately look at that and say, are you doing the best job for us? Right? Are you legitimately doing the best job?
And the answer is no. The answer is no right now.
No,
100% no.
Definitively no.
They're giving tax cuts to multi-billion-dollar corporations, companies, people in general.
People who live check to check. Pay bills.
Nothing, get some welfare. pennies or drops in the bucket compared to what these corporations are getting for tax incentives.
Yeah.
Then we're also talking about the military budget, which is fucking ridiculous. Very good, dude. But the military budget, it's $700 and something billion, almost $750 billion every single year.
And we have such a plethora of weapons. Our arsenal is quite full.
Yes, but we're just developing new stuff, and I mean,
new ways to kill each other. Like,
I think, yeah. I don't know if you've ever saw War Dog, ever seen War Dogs.
No.
It's just how people use the Iraq War to make a bunch of money, being a middleman in buying ammunition, guns, or whatever, and selling it to the U.S. military for war. And so they're making a profit off of that. There's a bunch of people. The fact that people make a profit off of war is just disgusting, And that's what we are. We're just fucking in these endless, stupid fucking wars. Oh, this is so fucking sad, dude. Just so depressing. It sucks to think about this stuff all the time.
I think of Game of Thrones, which I'm currently watching again.
Yeah, I like to think of ass and titties. Ass and titties. Ass and titties.
War swallows gold like a pit in the earth. And it really applies to us because that's what happens. Billions, trillions. I mean, when we were 2001, yeah, when 9/11 happens, I mean, we weren't necessarily like in the worst spot financially. I mean, we did have debt, but it was good debt. Debt is not. It really depends on what you're using the money that you get to end up making. Determine whether debt is good or bad, I guess. But the point is, we were in a good spot before 9/11, and afterward, not at all, because we spent billions, possibly trillions on a war that a lot of billions on a war that a lot of people didn't understand, still don't. We're sitting here 20 years later, and we still don't fully understand why we did this. And why we lied about it. Why we had top officials in the White House lie about it. It's absurd.
Yeah, and I mean, the whole conspiracy of 9/11 was an inside job is quite a real possibility.
So I don't think breathing life into that. I mean,
okay. I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff surrounding it. I don't want to get into it, But I mean, I'm not saying it definitively it was an inside job, but I could definitely see it happening, and that's kind of fucked up. That's kind of telling of today's society of, what the fuck, you believe a conspiracy theory. But I don't know, is what it is. But JFK definitely got shot by 2 people, and there's no such, this magic bullet thing is fucking bullshit, dude. The whole, okay, we can talk about this conspiracy because it's been so long. But JFK, have you ever seen the magic bullet?
No.
Oh my god, Paul.
No.
Oh no, the magic bullet. Oh no, it's a yeah. Oh no. Okay, I should want to pull this up and just show everyone. Sorry. Oh, it just takes so long. Oh, my vision is so bad right now, Paul.
You need this. You might have noticed I'm wearing glasses. These are not my glasses. They're Patrick's glasses.
Okay, so up here, this is the bullet that was apparently went through, and they have diagrams down here. It went through JFK's head. It hit right here. I don't know if that's like a seat or something, and then went through I don't know who the fuck the other dude was, or maybe this is a better description. It went through JFK and then went through here and was found in some guy's fucking leg. I don't know. But apparently, like, this whole bullet went through 2 men and came out like this, which is just complete not. It hit bone.
Wouldn't it burst?
Yes, Paul. This is why it's such fucking horseshit, because people didn't understand. Not a lot of people knew, like, bullet, There wasn't like forensics for
yeah,
bullets.
because they were
So this
It
is
was
this is quite
1963.
literally a bullet shot into water. This is what a bullet looks like to shot into water. So they can get the the rifling pattern on it.
Yeah, perspective on why this is.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's insane
Yeah.
that people are saying that actually went through two humans.
Yeah.
Because what happens is when it hits a target instantly, I mean, let's say it hit my hand, it's not gonna look like that, it's gonna look similar, but let's say it went through my whole body, it's 100% not looking like that because it's gonna impact on itself, splatter. But I mean, it's not like a hollow point's really flattened down, but that bullet had very, very little damage on it. Where going through two people is just ridiculous, And that's kind of a huge thing of saying like, hey, yeah, let's be real. Like this didn't get shot out of, whatever it was.
I find it kind of a bit ironic that it was exactly 3 weeks after Diem was killed, the authoritarian dictator that the U.S. supported in South Vietnam. Exactly 3 weeks.
So interesting.
He was killed on the 1st of November 1963, and 3 weeks later, Kennedy was killed.
Yeah, I think the whole Kennedy situation is they knew he was going to be in that car and they're going to be able to take a shot. There was an umbrella man that everyone was speculating had something to do with it.
That is like you'll never see that anymore. You'll never see a president in a car like that anymore. They have bulletproof everything.
Bulletproof everything. Even the Pope, back in his bulletproof everything. But yeah, it's crazy. And I mean, even like the president's car is fucking insane, dude. Have you seen the fucking defense shit it has on there?
No, but
you can fucking put C4 on the bottom of that bitch and it will still run, dude.
Oh wow.
It's a fucking rolling tank. And it looks fucking the doors are like fucking yay thick,
Yeah.
I mean, you can't even see. Like it's like 3 feet fucking thick, You're getting in the tank every time you're getting in that bitch, and
the crazy thing after that is, the fact that not even a decade later we have Jimmy Carter walking down Main Street in D.C. after being inaugurated, and it's like.
I mean, well, there's definitely. I mean, presidents
we could be literally seconds away from this happening again. He was brave enough to be like, "Fuck that! I'm gonna walk down the street. I'm a farm boy,
Yeah, no,
farm boy from Georgia.
I mean, other presidents have walked in public.
No, but this is post Kennedy. The beginning of conspiracy theories and what we've been kind of talking about.
But yeah, it's
a perpetual distrust in government, and Watergate, obviously.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah, but I find that just insane. He walked down Main Street, Washington D.C. after inauguration. He and his wife.
Yeah.
And he's still kicking. He's 95, 96.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's knocking on death's door. I don't want to live that long, dude.
Yeah.
It's just.
But he does so much good for people. Homes for Humanity. He builds. I mean, he used to. I don't believe so anymore because he wasn't able to attend Joe Biden's inauguration.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't been doing well, and obviously with COVID, that's a risk for a 95, 96-year-old man to go there. But he does a lot of charity work. Has in his life.
Fuck.
And he one-term president. Kind of insane to me, but yeah.
Insanity, Paul. Well, I got a few more topics. There's also I have a lingering thing over this whole podcast right now, and it's my urgent need to shit. But I also want to get this podcast recorded and everything. I don't want to we can do a cut.
You have to shit. What?
I have to shit so bad.
When are we sitting time-wise?
Like 44 minutes,
Okay. We can knock out 15.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully I don't shit myself, but
You're not gonna
it's
shit yourself.
quite honestly, it's a possibility. Let's be realistic here. To survive 15 more minutes.
I
I mean,
wonder if YouTube would ever like see this and be like, let's take that.
you know what, if I don't shit myself, I get to name the podcast whatever. But if I do shit myself, this podcast is gonna be named Patrick Shit Himself. I shit you not. Like, did you hear my little
Oh my God,
grumble?
dude.
Oh yeah, it's insane. Okay, so one thing I want to talk about. So I'm gonna skip Dead Star. I'll talk about that maybe if we have time for it. But Jim Can't Swim. It's a YouTube channel, and he does the psychological breakdowns in interrogations of mostly people that have been, they're gonna be interrogated for murder. The last one he just had out was the Parkland shooter. Don't want to name him. Fuck that guy. The kid,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so they were doing a psychological breakdown of how most psychologists could look at the video of his interrogation and definitively prove that he is not insane and he is fit to stand trial for murder.
Yeah.
And just watching the whole breakdown and watching all these things, it kind of reminds me of like when I was young and I was lying and all the tells, you kind of there's some tells you have, and he's like when he does this, and then you're like, oh, I used to do that when I was lying when I was a kid, and I mean, it's so crazy how just like basic human things that we are subconscious to us
seemingly innocuous to us. I mean, even in the moment, and like sometimes you can even like catch yourself when you're lying, like you're tapping like a table or something, and like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that.
There's constant tapping on the table. But I mean, this is such.
I liken that to poker tells. Yeah, being able to look at somebody and say, oh, they scratch their neck, maybe they have shit cards and they're bluffing.
Yeah, but so he just recently did the Parkland to kind of show that he's not actually insane.
Yeah.
What it kind of shows how good police interrogation is, and like how in depth these guys actually are. If you have time, I mean, watch the videos. He doesn't have all the videos up because apparently YouTube has been taking down some of his videos for like some maybe copyright stuff, maybe just I don't know, but. He has them on his Patreon apparently, but some people can't get through the Patreon. But all of his videos are phenomenal. They're on there right now, but he had a lot more videos.
I imagine like he shows like police interrogations of murders and people convicted. Right?
Yeah, convicted.
I've never seen, but
you
I would imagine that certain courts wouldn't like that being out.
But it's all public. Most of it's public record.
I realize that, but at the same time,
like the Parkland is 100% public record. That's why that's why he can do it, because in Florida everything is released in public record if you're convicted of a crime.
Florida's like
that's why Florida is so crazy, because all their shit is actually released. Most states
swamp. It's so scary.
Yeah, like if you commit a crime,
it's like a third world country.
no, but if you commit a crime in other states, you're the crime you committed is not released to the public. Unless it's like something like outrageously serious. But in Florida, everything you do is released to the public, and so it's all this crazy, stupid stuff that usually wouldn't be released is released to the public, and so it creates these stories. It's fun. I mean, it's just fun to make fun of Florida. I mean, it's like a really hot state. I wouldn't want to live there.
Tyler always talks about California breaking off and floating away. I wouldn't mind if Florida broke off.
Florida's a shithole.
Yeah, it can break off.
I mean, Miami's fucking insane. I think Miami's a good party place, but
Miami's not going to exist in 30 years, but whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, so there was one he broke down, and it was, I mean, he did Jodi Arias, he did Casey Anthony, breaking down their interrogation, showing how they're fucking pretty much lying in their interrogation.
I mean, there's that memeable fucking look that she gave. I think it was
which one, Jodi Arias or
Casey Anthony?
Casey Anthony.
Where it was like
she was just recently in the news.
Yeah,
so
smug as fuck.
she apparently is getting like trash talked by people when she goes into like places. Like they just throw shit at her and they're like, "Fuck you," because like you murdered your kid.
Yeah, she got away with it.
She got away with murder. Let's be realistic.
Yeah, she got away with it.
It's so fucking crazy. I don't know how 9 people agreed or 12 people. I don't know what it is.
12.
12, yeah. I don't know how 12 people agreed that she didn't kill her fucking kid. She killed her kid. But anyway, so the one that was actually the most interesting, which it's not on his channel anymore, but I'll explain a little bit. It was this Canadian commander, and he actually raped and murdered multiple women, and out of just a stroke of luck, they compared tire tracks from the crime scene to random stops they did on the highway, and it was very similar, but tire tracks are not definitive, so he could have just called a lawyer, been perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But he went into this interview, and it shows the whole interview, which takes over like an hour, maybe 2. I don't remember specifics here, but if you want to look it up, you can probably. I was just watching it today. Fuck, I wish I know the name of it, but you can just fucking you can search up Canadian something, whatever, Canadian corporal, Canadian man. I think it's Canadian commander of the like an army regiment, or I don't know what the fuck. I don't know shit about fuck. But anyway, so he gets into this interrogation with this cop, and the cop's just easy about it, just slowly going into it. Doesn't really pick up anything until he says like something kind of like accusatory, and just picking up the tell that the commander gave back, he crossed his arms like this, and it showed him, oh, this is the guy that I've been looking for, because him crossing his arm was like, oh, I don't want to talk about this anymore because there's some guilt aspect to it. And so that cop dug into that, and cops are allowed to lie to you, you know. And so he started.
That's
saying
what we got
lies.
last week, that I knew Steph Curry. Wasn't true, but
yeah, exactly.
I could say it.
You can say it, but yeah, but cops are allowed to lie to you.
Sorry,
and so
Brooklyn Nine-Nine reference. 9-9.
but yeah, so this cop starts going in on him and saying, you know, like, he gives up his DNA, he gives up his hair, gives up
that's just stupid.
It's very stupid. And he's like, well, once we get everything back, we can clear your name, but you know, I mean, and then he's kind of short talking. He's like, I mean, you know, you didn't do anything, right? And he's like, no. And be like, are you sure? And then I don't know where it gets where it actually turns over into him saying like, hey bud, come on, let's be realistic. I mean, your tire tracks are here. I have your boot prints here. Your DNA's in her house, and we literally have everything to convict you. Just tell me what happened. And he's like, what's gonna happen to my wife? You know, and like after like fucking 10 minutes of silence, he's like, what's gonna happen to my wife, or something like that. You know, I'm butchering the story right now because I didn't watch it. I watched it so long ago, and then I'm just rewatching it right now. But pretty much, he commits, he confesses to this rape and murder of this woman, and I think other women. You know, I'm not 100% sure on that, but I know he confesses to the one rape and murder of a woman, and he pretty much, I mean, he gives up his freedom at that point. But there was a point, if he didn't cross, he would have been a free man. But they would have hardcore looked at him. But if he would have went into that investigation with a lawyer, or into that questioning, you know, just a common, oh hey bud, we're just talking, I know you didn't do this, you know, if he would have went into that with just a lawyer would have made him talk, they would have never solved this case. But the interrogator knew how to keep him talking and keep digging himself into a hole. And the psychological breakdown this guy gives is just phenomenal. But also, I mean, I'm watching it right now, it's like an ABC News thing where another investigator is kind of depicting what the lead investigator was doing, and this lead investigator actually did another investigation on another guy who was he won the, I don't know if he won awards, but he definitely there was something that happened of that interrogation, because you know he pretty much brought in an innocent man at that point, innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
He brought an innocent man in and got a conviction on him by his interrogation, which some interrogations are bullshit because they lead, and he also goes into videos of people who are not guilty, you know, and did nothing, and it shows the difference in, you know, their posture, where like a person that's innocent, you know, will try to avoid eye contact, they'll try to be refrained, try to, you know, cut themselves off, you know, be quiet, and try to make excuses. Where a person who is actually innocent, they'll look the person in the eye, they'll puff their chest out a little bit, you know, because they know, like, the cop is saying, hey, yeah, you were just there, we have video of you there. He's like, oh, you have video of me there, you piece of shit? Sure you do. Sure you do. You have your cock in my fucking hand too, you fucking bitch.
I mean, if you walk through interrogation, you always go with a lawyer. We've mentioned this before, but always go with a lawyer. And if you've actually legitimately done nothing wrong, the lawyer is going to tell you to be transparent and give your DNA and fingerprints.
So, it's always advised to have a lawyer, even if you're 100% innocent, because they will convict your ass on some fucking shit you didn't do. Let's be realistic.
It'll be like, dog. Because if you walk in there and you're innocent and you have a lawyer, it'll be like, okay, give him, and you get the private moment with your lawyer where you're talking to them, and clients, lawyer confidentiality is an effect. You're like, I didn't do this. I never did anything like this, and you're gonna be like, okay, we're gonna be transparent. We're gonna say we didn't do this, and you're gonna give your DNA. You're gonna give your hair. You're gonna give anything you need to exonerate you.
After, like, will this lead to anything? You know, like the lawyer, you know, they're trying to tiptoe around, like, hey, you know, if you're a little guilty, just kind of nudge me to let me know.
Some won't be subtle about it. Some will be like, did you do this?
Yeah.
A lot will be like, did you?
Yeah, but you know, they get paid to get people off. But you know, I mean, it's always advised, especially because I mean, how many people have been locked up for fucking shit they haven't done?
I mean, I recently saw a guy who was in prison for like 6 years.
Oh my god! It's just there's countless stories of these people being charged with, you know, murders. Yeah, just a slew of things, and they're completely innocent. DNA proves them, and I mean, shout out to the Innocence Project.
Yeah,
they're doing the Lord's work. They are helping these people out who are actually fucking
desperate to get help, because, like, imagine being put away for a crime you didn't commit. Imagine being in Shawshank Redemption. Like, that'd be scary. No ability to escape out of the wall because you're a math genius who is very useful to the warden there to cover up his crimes. Which, if you haven't seen Shawshank Redemption, I would watch that.
I probably should watch that. But yeah, I mean, I think I might have talked about it. There's a guy, he barely spoke English, came from Mexico, was living in Florida, just off a fucking boat. He walked into a crime scene that was a murder of 2 women, and it turns out he didn't do any of this. He just walked in the crime scene, but he tried to help out. He found out they were dead, covered in their blood. Right? He barely spoke English. He knew how bad it looked, and so he took off all his clothes, put it in a bag, threw it away. Tried to wash up, but then some cops came and they arrested him, and he spent, I think, like 15 to 20 years in prison, and in death row, by the way, because this is in Florida, on death row. And the whole time, you have the daughter who was the one who committed this crime. I mean, the daughter is the one who killed both her, I think it was her grandmother and her mother. And yeah, so it's just the Innocent Project was working on this, but they're trying to get this guy out death row for, I mean, like years, multiple years.
But like, can you imagine how hard that is? Because you're expecting to find the DNA of the daughter who.
Yeah.
And
I mean, yeah, it was a little bit back in the day, like it was in the 90s, you know.
Oh, and
so they didn't collect enough DNA, you know, that would
at all
be able to persecute. But then the daughter she was saying stuff to easily say, oh, hey, there's motive, suspicion of the daughter. Like the daughter, like you could definitively say, hey, the daughter is definitely the person that did this. She has motive. She's saying stuff that only the actual murderer would know.
Yeah.
And this kid, because he was a kid when this, he's 22 years old.
Oh,
you know,
Jesus.
22 getting
he
locked up or
spent-
something like that. He was, I mean, in his young
Yeah,
early 20s.
Prime of your life gets taken away.
Yep, just
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
like that. And he can barely speak English. He learned English in prison. Contact with the Innocent Project, so they could you know, get him out of there because he's on death row.
Yeah, exonerate
I mean,
him.
exactly. I mean, any day he could have been executed, and
Yeah.
you know, for a crime he did not commit. And you know, it's just sad. And how many times has that happened? How many times? I mean,
How many times has that happened and we hear nothing about it?
Yep, nothing. There's nothing. And these people, after they get out, what they get $750,000? Fucking what?
No.
They're and it's
I think I heard like a person got like $100 for each year that they were in prison. Yeah,
it's just disgusting.
Yeah.
And you know some of the bad parts is that in some states their murder charge, it cannot be expunged from the record, so they have a felony murder charge on them. So when they go to try to get a job, boom, it pops
That's
up on
ridiculous.
it pops up on their background check.
And they have
This
to
person's felony
explain that
murder.
to a potential employer.
Exactly.
Like, and how would one explain that? Like,
And like to go through the whole process of saying, hey, I got acquitted of this. This is my paperwork I got acquitted of. But no one's gonna want, once they see the murder charge, they're gonna be like, hey, fuck you.
Yeah,
How are you gonna ever get a job?
Yeah.
What?
True. That is
Jesus.
just.
It's fucking, you know, it's fucking disheartening. And and these people, I mean, cities are not paying these people enough money at all.
No, not at all.
For the fucking bullshit they had to, I mean,
Endure.
Yeah, and
prison real bad.
yeah, and then a lot
Real
of
bad.
the time it's the cities won't even work with the defendants who are locked up and won't do DNA tests and shit like that. It's fucking insane. It's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, I really hope going forward with DNA in the state that it is, that when getting collected more and more, that it's gonna, you know, we're not gonna have as many cases like this. But I mean, they're definitely gonna still be around. It's just it's unfortunate. But yeah, I just hope it doesn't happen to you. Always get a lawyer. Don't say shit.
Yeah.
Because it might be you.
Might be you.
Anyway, Paul, do you wanna go out on your story here, bud?
Yeah. It's a really quick one. So I was talking earlier about Brian's wedding and having sit between Patrick and Austin and how Austin mansplains. Well, how I found this out was back in 2013. We went to see The Hobbit: Desolation of Smaug. That's like a 3-hour movie.
Mm-hmm.
And we get high beforehand. We're
allegedly.
We're
in a state where it's fucking legal. Who
Yeah.
gives a shit? We got high as a motherfucker.
I mean, we were like 20.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
No, fuck it. We got high as fuck. Who gives a shit?
Go to see Desolation of Smaug, high as fuck, and I'm sitting in between Austin, who's a big guy like us, big dude, and Jordan, who's also a big guy. I think we mentioned Jordan before, and I'm literally sitting there for 3 hours, just pressing my thighs together and crushing my nuts for 3 fucking hours, and Austin is literally mansplained like this, and I felt so bad for Jordan because he was trying. He saw how much I was struggling, and I sat there for 3 hours. I stood up, and my testicles hurt so bad. I cannot explain the pain. I looked at him, and it was literally like a mark from my jeans because of how tight I was squeezing my thighs together. It was very unpleasant, and that was 3 hours for me, and I did not say a word. I did not say a word to Austin, who was kind of being a dick. Just a little bit of a dick. A little bit of a dick.
Yeah, see, if it was me in that situation, I wouldn't give a fuck. I would have spread out my legs out just for, no, I mean, I would have spread out to a fucking, I wouldn't give a shit. Who gives a fuck?
I defer to people.
I mean, if it's two random people, that's kind of awkward, but
Yeah.
also you gotta kind of, you know, mark your territory if you're spread your legs, you know. I don't know how to fucking say it. Oh, but yeah. I mean, that was a pretty good movie for me. I was just high and just sitting. I don't know. I think I said by Jordan, and I don't know who else. But yeah, I think I was relatively okay. I was alright. I remember, but I was also high. I can barely remember shit when I'm high.
I thought it ended perfectly. I really actually liked it.
The movie I really enjoyed watching high was this is the end.
Yeah.
Hilarious. I love the whole Jonah Hill aspect of that movie is fucking like you can just tell that's Jonah Hill. That's actually Jonah Hill. You're like,
oh my god,
he's a fucking pompous douchebag.
Guys, calm down. Jay's freaking out. What if I'm freaking out? He's not as strong as you.
But yeah, that's
I love that movie.
Phenomenal movie.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, it's what it is, Paul. You know, we got a week done. My energy level's a little low here, and I'm using a lot of energy to hold in the shit right now. I'm not joking about that. And also rocking in the 4 hours. I'm surprised I'm alive. I could have died this podcast, Paul. You know how many views we would have got? We would have probably got 17,000 views. And that would have been record breaking, dog.
Yeah.
17,000. You know, imagine that. Like, and this guy died on this podcast. You're uploading this, Paul. You'd have to figure out how to upload
it. I would fail doing so, but I would create my own podcast and it'd be
as I'm dying, you know, I'm just and I'm pressing the end button, you know, just
and I'd get a cardboard cutout of you made, and I just place it.
Yeah, place it down. And you will, and then I was talking like, and then I'm talking like this, and then you know,
and I'd be like I'd be like the Alex Joneses of the world, and I just spew out conspiracy theories.
Listen, Alex Jones is a I don't think he's a terrible person. I think he's misguided. He's a conspiracy theorist, but he is very entertaining. He's very because the shit he spews. Sometimes you're like, wait a minute, Alex.
I think he's a lunatic.
Wait a minute, Alex. Wait a minute. But if you want to hear another kind of crazy person, listen to Whitney Webb. But she's a little bit more like sane, you know. She's a female Alex Jones, but she's not like crazy like Alex Jones, you know. And she has. I mean, she's a conspiracy theorist. Just listen to Whitney Webb.
The water is turning the freaking frogs gay, people.
They're turning the frogs gay. Paul, any words you want to go out on today, here, bud?
I did think of a quote that was pretty awesome, but I have since forgotten it.
There are some pretty great quotes. Fuck, I mean, if I use my phone to record this podcast, I have fucking like 37 fucking phenomenal quotes. I forget them all the time. I've read them like, you know, I occasionally go back to them. I read them all the time, but you know,
I can go out on something. I think this would be
okay. Go ahead. I got shit so bad.
The world will be a much better place if men just ate more pussy.
Eat your pussy, bitches.
Eat pussy.